Dr. Murray here from Absolute Cosmetic Medicine, and I'm here today to talk to you about breast implants, and more specifically the new pure furry Brazilian breast implants. These are the average type of implants that we use, or the usual ones we use. They're smooth and they've got cohesive gel in them. Very, very important to get cohesive gel, and this is a good example of cohesive gel. When they're cut or ruptured, you can see that they don't leak and they're not fluid. So it's a sticky gel, and this means it doesn't spread through your body if you have a problem. As you're probably aware, there were problems with cheap implants being imported to the country, and they still use quite a lot overseas. And they can rupture more often, and allegedly, and also when they do rupture, they leak into the body, and they need to be taken out quite urgently. So paying money for good quality implants is worth it, as you can see. That's a good implant. Now this is the pure furry Brazilian implant. It's a round one, and you can get them in all different shapes, etc. But it's covered in polyurethane. So it's basically this, but covered in polyurethane. Now they've been in use for over 20 years in some countries with very few problems. But probably the big advantage with them is the lower rate of capsular contraction. And now what happens when a breast implant goes into the body, it's covered in scar tissue, very light scar tissue that holds the breast implant in place. And this is great because you don't want them to move. The problem with the scar tissue though is it can get thick, and it can cause the implant to become a poor shape. And it also can be painful and even go blue at some times and get very, very hard. So that's what happens, it contracts back, so the capsule contracts back. Now with the polyurethane, this blends in with the capsule, and in most cases avoids the capsule forming and becoming very, very thick. So it blends in with the capsule and prevents that. So that's its biggest advantage. Number one is a low rate of capsular contraction. We have a very low rate of capsular contraction here anyway at Absolute, but this is actually a very good implant to use. Another advantage of it is that you can use a teardrop or an anatomical implant, also called the natural implant, and a lot of people prefer these because they can look a little bit more natural in the chest. Now the problem with using these in the smooth implants is they can turn, and it has been reported that 3 to 8% of natural implants or teardrop implants do turn. Now that's obviously a nuisance because you've got a perfectly good implant that looks funny, and you've got to come back, take it out and put in a round smooth one. These are made so that when you do hold them up, they make a teardrop shape, which is a very, very clever idea. But some people do still prefer the fixed teardrop shape. So these are great because when they go in, they stick to the chest and they don't turn. As with anything, nothing's perfect, and I'm sure there'll be one person in the world somewhere that will have one that turns, but on average this is the only type of teardrop implant that I'll use because they stick, and I call these the sticky implants. One of the other advantages with these as well is that once they stick to the chest wall, they don't move, and that they also stick to the breast tissue. So the breast tissue over time doesn't become as floppy, I feel. So it's stuck to the chest and doesn't come as floppy. It doesn't fall down like that, and what we call ptosis. So the furry Brazilian implants or the sticky implants are great because they stick to the chest wall and they don't move and they don't turn, and also the breast tissue doesn't get as floppy and fall away from the breast. And it's good for girls with a little bit of floppiness as well. Another one of the shapes that the furry Brazilian people have made is a long teardrop, and what this is that it's high, it's long, and so that if you've got a long chest and your breasts ride low on your chest, this will blend in and make your chest not look as long and make your breasts not as floppy, and that's called the enhancement implant, and I think these are a great idea for girls with long chests. The last one, and this is a tester one, it's usually covered in polyurethane, is the advanced implant or the conical implant. And these can be useful in girls with floppy breasts because they're very long from here to here, and they help elevate the breast like that. So these are quite good to consider if you want to avoid a mastopexy. Although you must be aware that mastopexies or breast lifts are needed in some patients, and in the future that can happen, that you may need a breast lift. So that's the different types of implants. Smooth round, obviously all cohesive gel, covered in polyurethane, a polyurethane round, a polyurethane teardrop implant or natural implant, the enhanced, the long tall implant, and the advanced polyurethane implant that's conical and gives the breast more lift. If you'd like to know any more information about any of the above that we've discussed, don't hesitate to contact us on 9389 9099 or go to our website and drop us an email at absolutecosmeticmedicine.com.au, and we'd be happy to help you, so don't hesitate to pop in and see us. Thank you very much.